Hello ladies and gentlemen, happy Monday and welcome to Coffee and a Card. Thanks for joining me. My name's Amanda and every Monday I do a Stampin' Up tutorial which I call Coffee and a Card. So today I'm going to do a Christmassy themed card and I'm going to show you the card that was inside my folded flip card and tag holder which there's a tutorial on. If you just go maybe one video back or two, I'll put a link anyway. And inside this was a little Christmas card, and I said I would come back and show you how I made it. Now I love this, and there's a lot of stamping on here, and this stamp is particularly fun to use because it gives the impression that the paper is actually cut, you know, die cut, and you can see the red cardstock behind, but it's actually a stamp. So without further ado, I'm going to quickly show you how I made this stamp. So we're starting off with a piece of cardstock, and I chose real red, and I cut it at 4 inches wide by 11 inches long so that I can then fold it in half and score it. I don't have my scoreboard out, so I'm going to do it really rough and ready, but you know, as long as you line it up, it's fine. For a quick demonstration purpose, I would suggest you use your scoreboard. I seem to have something sticky on there. Right, so there we go. So then I have cut a piece of Whisper White cardstock, which is just going to layer with a slight increment, 1/4 inch, I think. So if that is 4 inches, then this is 3 3/4, and that's fine. Measures 5 1/2 once it's folded. So this wants to be 5 1/4. Okay, so those are really simple measurements. I will put the measurements on my blog, and I'll leave a link in the description below, along with a link of where you can go to buy these products with me as an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Now, what stamp set I used was, because we're going to be doing some lovely stamping. First of all, I'll get my ink. We used real red, and I've used crumb cake. Now, what I'm going to do first of all, actually, if I think on, is I'm going to make my gingerbread man, and he comes from the Cookie Cutter Christmas collection, and I do have the stamp and the matching punch. I did invest in both, and I would advise it because they're just awesome fun, and you can do cards with them, tags with them, absolutely all sorts. I know a lot of people have bought this already, so therefore I'm showing you something you can do with it. So I've got my stamp, and he's a little bit pink. I think I don't know if my young child has used it on a dark colour and not cleaned it properly. Don't know why he's pink, to be honest. So I am loading up with what is it? Crumb cake. And I'm just gonna stamp him on the long side because I do want the bits and bobs that go with him, because I'd quite like to use the little bow. And he's stamped nicely, thank you very much. Just close that. And so I'm going to take my punch and punch him out. Being careful not to smudge him. And just line it up really carefully. About there. Punch him out. I'm just going to carefully put him to one side to dry, because we don't need him just now. And I'm going to rescue the little bow tie and put that to one side where I know where it is, although I probably will lose it before the end of the video. Now, I'm also going to pre-stamp my sentiment. So I've got some more white cardstock here. I'm going to be using the decorative labels punch. So first of all, I'm going to punch out one in real red cardstock, just on a scrap piece. Put that to one side, and then I'm going to use this stamp set here, which is part of the Candy Cane Lane collection. This is a beautiful stamp set again. You've got loads of things. These coordinate with the papers, the Candy Cane Lane papers. And you've got some lovely sentiments, and you've got to and from to create gift tags. So I'm going to use, which one did I use last time? wishing you a sweet season. This one, so I'll take this one. Take it out. I think it's that one. I'm going to come back and I'm going to use the, in fact I'll stamp that now because I'm going to use that with my gingerbread man. So I'm going to mount these on blocks. Which way around is it? This way around. As per normal, this should be a really quick card, but you know, this is me. I'm not quick at making cards. When you try it, you'll probably be a lot faster. Right, so I'm going to stamp in real red. Okay. Because it's just a lovely, 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 rich, Christmassy red colour. It's gorgeous. I love it. So, I'm going to stamp that on there. Like so. Just leaving a bit of a gap because I'm going to use my decorative labels punch. And there you go. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? And then I'm just going to do my little candy cane and just pop that over there because that can go with my gingerbread man. Now I'll leave that to dry a second while I do my stamping on my card. Oh, don't tell me I've used my card. I've used my white card. I haven't, have I? No, so where have I put it? I bet I've cut my blooming gingerbread man out of me white layer. What an honor. I'll just quickly cut another one. I can't believe I've done that. 5 1/4 by 3 3/4. Only me would go and use my card layer to punch something out with. What a wally. There we go, not to worry, we've got another one. I can't believe I did that. You do have to be careful with this real red. It's very juicy and it's quite easy to smudge it. But that, again, that could just be me. Right, I'm going to use this stamp here, which is this one, which is like a decorative pattern. It reminds me of a candy cane. And I'm going to mount it on a long block. I've smudged, have I? No, I haven't. And this block here is block H. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to line it up on my grid paper, try and get this straight, like so. And all I've done is I've just gone round all 4 sides with a decorative pattern. So I'm going to try and replicate that now without making a mess. So let's see how we go. Okay, and that's the top one. I didn't measure it and go all precise. I just had fun with it. It is a very, very, very lovely colour, is the real red. Very, very, certainly very Christmassy. Very traditional. It's beautiful. I'm going to carefully turn it, trying not to, making sure I'm not getting ink everywhere because it's easy done. And you don't want to ruin when you're stamping straight onto a card base rather than stamping and then punching out. You've got to be extra careful, otherwise you can ruin it and have to start again. Not me though, I'm really professional. I never have to do things 10 times. Whatever. Now, so that's that done. So I'm going to turn it that way. I'm going to be really careful not to smudge it. Right. So I'm going to now punch out my sentiment, which will be dry enough, and so that I don't smudge it. I'm just using this punch. I'm going to line it up and carefully punch it out. I'm just going to move my card base out of the way because I do not want it to smudge. I'm just going to go in with some dimensionals for this sentiment. I'm putting them close to the top because I'm layering them on the other cardstock because I don't have one that's, you know, larger to layer it on, so I punch 2 out the same and stagger them like that. Okay, now let me just pop that there, and I'm going to put the whole thing on some more dimensionals. And then bring my card base back in and put that close to the bottom. I'm really worried I'm going to smudge that ink. Should be dry by now. Try and get it centralised like so. And then I'll go and get my gingerbread man, bring him in. And I'm just not quite, I wonder if I can just lift that. I'm not quite happy with the spacing on that. I just want to move it over a little bit. It's bugging me. That's better. Might not look different to you, but it looks different to me. Right, I'm going to get my gingerbread man and I'm just going to pop him on some dimensionals as well. Just a couple. Like so. I should have put tape on the back of my card first, really. Oh well. And then I'm going to pop him in the middle. Now we've got his little bow tie, and I've got my candy cane. So I'm going to get my fine tip glue pen. Just be careful with this because it doesn't always dry so that you can't see it, if you know what I mean. So if you smush too much of it out, you know, you don't want to be left with a residue that you can see on your card. There's nothing more annoying, so use it sparingly. I'm just cutting this out by hand. Unfortunately, there isn't a punch to go with this one. I do love it when you've got the punches. It's so much easier, isn't it? It is for me anyway, when I'm not terribly good at fussy cutting. Well, it's not that I'm not good at it, it's just that I don't have the patience. I like immediate things, which is why I love the coordinating punch and stamp sets. And it is actually one of the reasons why I joined Stampin' Up, was to get hold of the coordinating sets, because I just thought they were awesome. Right, I'm just going to try and speed it up a little bit. Well, how many minutes am I on? Oh, not too bad. We're not on half an hour mark yet. It's Monday morning. You've got time to sit and have a brew with me, surely. Right, let me just trim that so it doesn't look like somebody's done it at nursery. But then again, I'm not that fussed. I'm going to add a tiny little, tiny dab of glue there. Just, again, be careful because the inks are water-based. Don't add too much glue and get your fingers wet and then touch your stamped image, or it will smudge. As I have found out to my horror several times. Right, he's got that stuck on there now. Now where's his bow? There he is. Now I'm going to use the cookie cutter. There's a little bow there, look. And now, I lost this last week, this bow. No, it wasn't the bow that I lost, it was Santa's bauble. There's a little tiny stamp there, which is for Santa's hat. And last week I lost it. And I was beside myself because, you know, you don't want to be losing parts of your stamp sets. There's nothing worse. So, anyway, I found it. It was, it had gone in the garbage. Right, so, I'm just going to do this really carefully. Just loading it up with real red. And I'm going to try and stamp. Stamp. Might be lopsided, but we're not bothered. Because if it's not perfect, what it does is, if you look, I'm just trying not to smudge it, it just leaves a little white outline, which just only adds to the effect of making it look 3D. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Right, I need a glue dot now. Get myself a little glue dot. Just use these scissors here because I can't find my paper pieces. So I'm putting the glue dot on there. Oh, come on. And then I'm going to just very carefully, because that ink will be wet, lift that bow up and very carefully attach it to the centre. Try my hardest not to handle it and smudge it. Ta-da! Right, and then what I added was just tiny crystals to... I'm going to have to get my paper piercer out. There we go. Again, I'm not prepared. Right, so I'm just going to get some of the basic rhinestones if I can get hold of them. And I just put one at the bottom. And I put, if I can get hold of them, they don't want to come today. And I put one at the top there. Just adds a bit of sparkle. And now I really should have put my tape on the back before I put the dimensional things on, but we're going to work around it. Just all goes to show that you don't have to be, you know, a rocket scientist to do cards. It's just meant to be fun. So I'm just using some tear tape here. I'm finding that my supplies are running out. I need to get on the Stampin' Up website this afternoon and order myself just a few bits and bobs, you know, necessities, like, you know, maybe some more stamps and some more paper and some more glue. And, you know, nothing worse than running out of something, is there? Tear tape I do not enjoy. I'd rather have the fast fuse and the snail. Right, I'm just going to very carefully lay that up on there now. Again, I'm being mindful not to smudge that ink. Make sure it's dry when you're stamping straight onto your card. And there you go. A little bit long-winded, but what a lovely card. Now, what you can do, and what I did here, I did do an insert. So I'm going to do, I'm going to do it. It might make the video a little bit long, but oh well, I'm going to do it. So I'm going to cut another one at 5 1/4. Let's do it. We're going to do a job right. May as well go the whole hog, haven't we? 5 1/4. Doing this off camera because I don't have room. By 3 3/4. I don't have room to have everything out underneath the camera, unfortunately. So I've already got this still mounted on my block. So I'm going to do it again. And on the inside I just did it top and bottom. And it is a lovely, lovely effect. I'll do it at the top first so then I don't smudge it, hopefully. If it smudges, I'm not doing it again. We'll call it a day. And there. Not too bad. It's smudged a little bit, but not to worry. I'll just send it to a close friend who won't complain. And then we've got this sentiment in the middle here which says, warm heartfelt Christmas, warm heartfelt greetings for a Merry Christmas. Now that comes out of the cookie cutter one, so it's this one here. Is it that one? I don't know. I can't see. Do you know? I think it is. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll stamp 2 out because I'm not altogether sure which is which. So let's have a look. Where's my clear block? And we'll get the real red out. Let's have a look. Which one's that? Have it? Yes, it's this. No, that's Berry Mary. Berry, Berry, Berry Christmas. Wrong stamp. Let's try this one. Not worse than getting wrong stamp out. What an honour. Is that the right one? Yes, that's the one we want. Right, so I'm just going to put some cardstock there because I've got ink on my block and I've just worried that it's going to smudge onto my card. Just when you think everything's going right. There you go, job's a good one. and I'm going to just really quickly put it down that way carefully so it doesn't smudge. Quickly get some tear tape. Come back, snail, all is forgiven. Honestly, I did order some and I, for some reason, must have put in the wrong code. And I ended up with some Stampin' Up sacks, logo sacks, and that's happened to me before. So, when you're ordering, make sure you double check. I'm always doing 10 things at once, so just assume that I've clicked right thing. What a nana. Right. Put that inside. I just think it looks, with it being the real red, I just think it's really nice to do a little insert. And there we go. Card's done. So if you want to make a quick card, I suggest you go to a different channel or follow a different demonstrator, because it takes me forever. But we have fun in the process, don't we? And what a lovely card and what amazing stamp sets. So if you don't have Candy Cane Christmas and the Cookie Cutter Christmas, what are you waiting for? Go on over and get them. I hope you enjoyed that card, ladies. I'm ready for my coffee now. Thanks for watching. See you later.